Institute's known for replacing people with their sense. Hope that's America's ours by right.
You think you have what it takes? Make yourself known to one of our patrols and help us bring justice back to our country.
Sir?
Good. Everyone's here. We want to know who the prisoner is and who they work for, and what their orders were. After that, terminate them. Let us begin.
At once, sir. Comfortable? Good. Let's start easy. Tell us who you are.
Go to hell.
I assure you, you'll want to cooperate.
And I assure you, you'll want to go fuck yourself.
Why were you at the Army Depot?
I won't talk. I won't.
Why don't you try and get the prisoner to talk, Lieutenant?
You think I'm scared of you? Is that all you've got?
That's enough. Perhaps we should use the serum.
Of course. Once the serum has been administered, the prisoner will speak, but we'll only have a few minutes before they suffer cardiac arrest.
Wait, stop, no!
Now, you're going to tell us everything you know, and fast. You haven't got long. Who are you?
I'm Major Burroughs, Hawk Squad of the Fury Company.
That wasn't so bad, was it? Now, Major Barrows, what is Fury Company?
We were created to loot supplies, take over all those pre-war bases.
Created? Explain.
Institute. We're synths. They send us when they want to be discreet. People think we're just mercs.
What about Vanessa? Where does she fit into all this?
Institute had DNA samples. They made her so So,
Speak, damn it!
get through. Biometrics. Ah, 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 ah,
They're dead.
So this was the Institute's doing. That was enlightening. It looks like we're dealing with some sort of covert Institute operation. And I suppose they created Vanessa in the hopes they could get through any military biometrics locks. That's sick and twisted.
Why would the Institute be involved?
It's hard to say. What do you know about the Institute?
Nothing worth mentioning.
It is high time we learn more about them. We can't afford to have a large unknown like them interfering with us. I'll talk to the Senator about it. Before we proceed any further, due to your exemplary service thus far, I am promoting you to Captain. I want you to head to the Armory and talk to our new quartermaster. She will issue you some of our newly manufactured equipment. We'll talk more later. Dismissed, Captain. You two, clean up this mess and bring the body to Dr. Kane. I'm sure she'll find it useful.
Yes, sir.
Careful around the railings. It's a long way down. Congratulations on the promotion, Captain. Whatever the Institute is planning.
Hey, you the one the General sent over?
That's right. You're in charge here?
Huh, you're damn right I am. I'm Quartermaster Barratt, and this is my armory. Whenever you're in here, I don't care whether you're the president themselves. What I say goes. Got that? Now that we've got the pleasantries out of the way, let's get you suited up. Question 1. Urban, forest, desert, or frost?
That one.
Frost under armor it is. Now, plasma or laser?
Well, all of them.
No.
I'll take it.
Plasma, huh? Low velocity, high damage. Hope you're good at leading your shots. Last one. Automatic, semi-auto, scatter, or sniper?
This sounds good.
This should be everything. Now, follow me. Let's see if you're any good with your new gear.
can't believe I'm back on the rig.
There's so much to fix here.
Go on then. Press the button.
I'm hit. Where's the cover?
Really? I don't know what General Ward sees in you. Anyway, you ever need equipment? You know where to find me. Ain't gonna be free though. Not much gear to go around, and more soldiers heading our way. So, take good care of your standard issue equipment, alright?
What do you mean by that?
Yup. Senator's about to turn up with a whole lot of people. Things are about to get busier here. Sure, we got a factory running, but even that can only produce so much gear at a time.
Any chance I can get it for free?
I've just given you freshly manufactured weaponry and combat armor. I think the words you're looking for are, thank you. Hold that thought.
Attention, all personnel. Clear the landing bays immediately. Vertibirds are on final approach. Repeat, clear the landing bays immediately.
Well, things are about to get a little more interesting. I've got some prep work to do. Why don't you head outside? Find a spot to watch.
Thanks for getting us. Brotherhood of Steel's in the region. This time, Quartermaster Barratt's got the best gear in the Commonwealth.
Your timing is impeccable, Captain. Watch. Through the united power of the Enclave, we will reclaim what is rightfully ours. We have a full complement of troops Dr. Kane is making strides in her research, and Senator Matthews has gotten his high command's full backing. We have everything we need to mobilize into the Commonwealth, and plans are being drawn up as we speak. No mutants, Brotherhood of Steel, or this Institute will stand in the way of our work.
Can I ask you some questions?
So much has happened so quickly, I understand. What do you want to know?
Why is that?
A few reasons. It is no secret that the Enclave are weakening. In recent history, we have suffered the loss of numerous bases and facilities. The loss of our headquarters, the majority of our leadership, and large quantities of personnel has forced the Enclave to be cautious. The Atlantic oil rig, which until recently High Command thought was destroyed, offers numerous opportunities. Secluded, equipped with production, medical, and research facilities, all while being close enough to land to launch operations from. Senator Matthews' lobbying made them realize the true worth of the oil rig, an opportunity for the Enclave to begin anew.
What are you working on?
Everything falls on Dr. Kane. If she hadn't survived the vault, I don't think Senator Matthews would have taken this much interest in us. Yes, we have the ability to provide troops with the best equipment out there, but at the end of the day, we are outnumbered by our enemies. Our only path to truly freeing the United States from the tyranny of radiation and traitors is with the FEV. That sample you recovered was critical. Dr. Kane is one of the greatest chemists of her time. She is working towards improving the FEV, making it able to cull the irradiated. It will level the playing field, so to speak.
It's not more fighting, is it?
It was always going to happen. They are nothing more than misguided traitors squatting on government property, but they are extremely dangerous. They will be put down like the rabid dogs they are. I will see to it personally.
That was all I had. What's our next move?
Seeing as the senator has just arrived, we're holding a briefing session. You should join us. It would be good for him to meet one of our most promising officers. I almost forgot. The technicians have repaired the last of the executive bedrooms. It's yours. I trust you'll find it has everything you need. Now, let's go speak to the senator.
Landing pads are in motion. Stand clear. Repeat. Stand clear of the landing pads.
We're the only ones that can save our country.
Ah, welcome. Please take a seat. Let's wait for everyone before we begin. Good morning, everyone. Is Dr. Kane not joining us?
She's currently occupied with an autopsy. I'm sure she'll join us later.
Ah, I see. Let's get started then. After speaking with the good general over the past few weeks, I'm pleased to finally make all your acquaintances. I'm sure you all have questions about myself, the state of the Enclave as a whole, and about our next steps. Now, do understand that in the interests of national security, I can only say so much. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I am Henry Matthews, Senator representing the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. I was elected by your peers to this prestigious position after the untimely death of Senator Clark at this very base. I've been sent here at the President's behest to oversee your progress and to ensure the Commonwealth is brought back into the fold. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. Who is the president? I sorta lost track after Eden.
Given recent events, the President's identity is classified. It's kept on a need-to-know basis. And my good man, you most certainly do not need to know. Nothing personal, you understand?
Where is High Command?
Sheesh.
Do we still have a central headquarters?
Well, I'm pleased to inform you that one of the Joint Chiefs is actually right here with you. General Ward was recently appointed chairman.
An honor, truly.
I'm sure it is. As for the location of High Command, what I will say is we have shifted to more of a distributed structure. That being said, our largest active facility is Mount Weather. Most of the personnel I brought with me was stationed there. How about you? Lieutenant, was it? Any questions from you?
He was just promoted to captain, actually.
A far more appropriate rank from what I've heard. So, any...
Forgive the intrusion, gentlemen. I have made a troublesome discovery.
What seems to be the problem, Doctor?
This autopsy. I was certain I would find a way to identify they were a synth. However, I was mistaken. If I didn't know any better, I'd have thought this was simply a vault dweller. It was only once I began the brain biopsy that it became clear it was a synth. There was circuitry, a lot of it, embedded deep within the brain tissue. Central to it, in fact. It's the only telltale sign I could find. These Institute synths, I heard they were lifelike, but seeing one in person, it's both incredible and harrowing.
It's like I told you. There's no way of telling a synth apart from a human unless you kill it. That's why people fear the Institute.
Yes, Colonel, you made your point.
The Institute has been on our radar for a long time now. Our agents have looked into numerous Institute-related incidents in the past, but have never been able to pinpoint the Institute's location itself. With how little we know of them, they could very well be our biggest threat. I'll come back to this in a moment. Now that we have you, Dr. Kane, how has work on the FEV been going?
I've made some promising adjustments to the genetic markers it targets, but truthfully, progress is slow. We're struggling with the lab's power supply. There isn't enough to keep the FEV compound stable for more than a few seconds at a time. We can only run tests for a handful of seconds at a time, and only every few hours. Unless we have more power.
Myers, is there anything you can do about that?
Well, we could always shut down the factory, like we did last time.
That's not an option.
Agreed.
Only other option is to upgrade the reactors, which is easier said than done. Leave it with me. I'll think of something.
That's your priority now, Myers. See it done.
Good. So, to summarize our priorities, Chief Engineer Myers, get us more power. Dr. Kane, you keep working on the FEV. This comes directly from the President. Everyone else, it's about time we find a way into the Institute. We must know what we're dealing with once and for all. And I insist the Captain spearhead this mission. They look like the type to get things done. Before I forget, Captain, I brought an exceptional doctor with me. You should have your medical with him in the first instance. Make sure you're at your best and all that. Now, I'll leave you to cross the T's and dot the I's. I will be in my office should anyone need me.
A word outside, Captain?
Remember your orders, Captain. Right now, you're...
Oil rig's looking great. Hard to believe it. Really do with a snack. Do you
Ma'am.
ever think of it?
I don't like him, but he's right. I guess we'd better get to work. Got any leads for getting into the Institute?
Have any suggestions?
Someone directed you to Dr. Amari, didn't they? I'd suggest finding her. Living in Goodneighbor, you're bound to overhear a thing or two. She might be able to point you in the right direction.
Aren't there any pre-war records about the Institute that might help us?
As far as I know, no. So far, we've not had any direct interactions with them whatsoever. I guess it's lucky, in a way.
I'll get on it.
Good luck, and stay safe.
force has been deployed here. Let's make it count. You're going to the Institute? Be careful, sir. Can't afford to lose.
Head to the training area if you're looking for some target practice.
Excuse me, Doctor.
Oh, welcome to my clinic. Let me just check my notes here. Ah, Captain. You must be here for your medical. No time like the present. Shall we get started?
What kind of medical exam? I feel fine.
Oh, I just want to make sure I have a complete file for all of my patients. It'll let me ensure I have the appropriate medical supplies. I'm just going to ask you a few straightforward questions, and I'd like you to answer them to the best of your ability. What age group do you fall under?
That's right.
Let me just note that down. Have you ever suffered from sustained exposure to radiation?
No trouble with radiation today, Doc.
Excellent. Just keep an eye on your Geiger counter and you'll be fine. Are you suffering from any long-term illnesses that I should be aware of?
Never been seriously sick in my life.
Wonderful. A fit and healthy soldier is the perfect role model for our troops. All that's left is for me to take a blood sample, and we'll be done. Just a moment. And we're done. Thank you for your time. Now, was there anything else I could help you with?
How are things going?
Not bad, thank you. Considering this is an offshore platform, I was expecting a lot less, but I've got to say the facilities are top-notch. Between you and me, I'm surprised the leadership left this base to rot for as long as it did.
Your leader was just being cautious.
Yes, I suppose so. Things took a turn for the worse after we lost Washington. Most of us don't even know who... but I'm rambling.
What's your story?
Oh, you don't want to hear me ramble on about that, do you? I'll try and keep it short. I was born and brought up at our outpost in Chicago. Chicago was... unpleasant. Vicious mutants, rebels, radiation storms. As you can imagine, our personnel suffered a high attrition rate, so I was destined to train as medical staff. My training went well, I should say. The years passed, and eventually Chicago became untenable, and Mount Weather over in Virginia needed medical staff, so I transferred about 5 years ago. It was quite uneventful, really. Occasionally treating wounded troops back from patrol, sometimes testing some new medication. I yearned for change, and once I heard they were restaffing this facility, I jumped at the chance and applied for transfer. Now, here I am.
Was it hard settling in?
I thought it would be, but no. In fact, it's been a breath of fresh air. Mount Weather is a large enough facility, but it's so rudimentary. Here, everything is at my fingertips, and the unsavory types are hundreds of miles away from me.
That was all.
Was there something else you needed?
Could use some supplies, actually.
I keep a few spare supplies for this very reason.
America's ours by right. Mark my words, Dr. King.
That's promising.
The Army Depot's a fair It's really bolstered our equipment.
I'll be issuing a formal
Sir.
reprimand, and be assured
Yes, what
that I'll be
now?
keeping a close eye on your progress from here on out.
What's your story?
Oh, I'd love nothing more than to lecture you about my life story, but I'm afraid I don't have enough time. What I will say is that I am a man of action, and I will do everything in my power to make this little expedition a success.
Never mind.
Now, where was I?
It might be a little cramped, but it's the safest place. You really call that stuff coffee?
Hey, with these hours, I'll take anything that keeps me awake.
Always keep your weapon close, and don't be afraid to shoot on sight. The wasteland's dangerous. Head to the training area if you're looking for some target practice.
It might be a little cramped, but it's the safest place in the world.
Quartermaster Barratt's got the best gear in the Commonwealth.
Our full force has been deployed here. Let's make it count. Brotherhood of Steel's in the region. This time, we'll be ready.
Vertibird is standing by, forwarding LZ coordinates now.
up there? First time in Goodneighbor? You can't go walking around without insurance.
Insurance?
That's right. Insurance. Personal protection, like. You hand over everything you got in their pockets, or accidents start happening to you. Big, bloody accidents.
Someone steps through the gate the first time, they're a guest. You lay off that extortion crap.
What do you care? He ain't one of us.
No love for your mayor, Finn? I said let him go.
You soft, Hancock. You keep letting outsiders walk all over us. One day. There'll be a new mayor.
Come on, man. This is me we're talking about. Let me tell you something. Why'd you have to go and say that, huh? Breaking my heart over here. You alright, brother?
I'm fine. Thanks for taking care of him.
Good. Now don't let this incident taint your view of our little community. Good neighbors of the people, for the people. You feel me? Everyone's welcome.
Goodneighbor? That what you call this place?
That's right. We cobbled this little neighborhood together out of the freaks and misfits that just wouldn't be accepted anywhere else. You'll see. You make enough friends here, you'll call this place home soon enough. So long as you remember who's in charge.
Whoever this Brotherhood of Steel is, I'm not buying that we come in peace part.
Brotherhood of Steel better stay out of Goodneighbor. All I'm saying.
Well, Mr. Valentine, I thought you had forgotten about little me.
May have walked out of the den, Irma, but I'd never walk out on you.
Amari's downstairs, you big flirt.
Hey, Valentine.
Let's go talk to Amari. Dr. Amari?
Yes? I take it this isn't a social call.
You're the one who can extract memories from a brain, right?
Normally, we only allow our clients to experience their own memories. Now, what's this all about?
We need a deep dig, Amari, but it's not gonna be easy. The perp, Kellogg, is already cold on the floor.
Are you two mad? Putting aside the fact that you're asking me to defile a corpse, you do realize that the memory simulators require intact, living brains to function.
Please. Nick told me you're the only one who can make this work.
This dead brain had inside knowledge of the Institute, Amari. The biggest scientific secret of the Commonwealth. You need this, and so do we.
Fine. I'll take a look. But no guarantees. Do you have it with you?
Here's what I could find.
What's this? This isn't a brain. This is... Wait, that's the hippocampus. And this thing attached to it? A neural interface?
Those circuits look awfully familiar.
I'm not surprised. From what I've seen, all Institute technology has a similar architecture.
Nick's an older model synth. Is he compatible?
That's exactly what I was thinking. If we are lucky, it should hook right in. But even if this works, Mr. Valentine would be taking on a tremendous amount of risk. We're talking about wiring something to his brain.
Don't worry about me, Amari. Let's do it.
I appreciate this, Nick.
You can thank me when we've found your son. All right, let's do this.
Whenever you're ready, Mr. Valentine. Just sit down.
If I start cackling like an old grizzled mercenary, pull me out, okay?
Let's see here. I need you to keep talking to me, Mr. Valentine. Any slight change in your cognitive functions could be dire. Are you feeling any different?
There's a lot of flashes. Static. I can't make sense of any of it, Doc.
That's what I was afraid of. The mnemonic impressions are encoded. It appears the Institute has one last failsafe. There's a lock on the memories in the implant.
How do you lock memories?
The implant is encoding all the mnemonic activity in the hippocampus. Think of it like computer encryption, and we don't have the password. Let's see. A single mind wouldn't be able to crack it. But what if we use two? We load both you and Mr. Valentine into the memory loungers. Run your cognitive functions in parallel. He'll act as a host, while your consciousness drives through whatever memories we can find.
Any idea what I'm gonna see in there?
I have no clue. But considering we only have a single piece of the medial temporal lobe and not the whole brain, I doubt it'll be cohesive.
All right, let's get started.
Just sit down over there and keep your fingers crossed.
See you on the other side.
Initiating brainwave migration between the transplant and the host. Mnemonic activity coming from the transplant. It's degenerated, but it's there. We're going to load you into the strongest memories we can find. They might not be stable. Just hold on. Can you hear me? Ah, good. The simulation appears to be working, although the memories are quite fragmentary. I'll try to step you through the intact memories and hope we find one that gives us some clue to the Institute's location. There. This is the earliest intact memory I can find. Remember, you are experiencing these memories as Kellogg. This may prove disorienting at first.
Turn down the goddamn radio! I'm trying to sleep!
Dad was either drunk or not around. I guess he must have run with one of the raider gangs, but I never really knew what he did. Don't know why Mom was with him. Maybe at some point in his life he wasn't a complete asshole. Mom knew how it was. She wasn't soft, but she loved me in her way. And she protected me from Dad. That cost her more than a few beatings. I never knew what happened to her after I left. I didn't want to know. Not then. I was such a dummy back then. What did I know about how the world worked? I think now she wanted me to kill him. I should have. Instead, I ended up running away. I told myself I wanted to find somewhere out from under the thumb of the NCR and all their rules. But really, I was running from the guilt of not protecting her from Dad. Yeah, it doesn't matter now, though.
I'm sure that's gonna take some getting used to for a lot of people.
What a joke. What's it mean, Mom? Nothing, Connie. People like to talk and hope someone else is going to keep them safe.
Teacher at school said the NCR would bring back the good old days, like before the big war.
Don't you listen to that twaddle. I'm going to stop singing you if that's what they're teaching you.
I'm going out. Where the fuck did you put my boots?
Listen to me, Connie. You take this. You're old enough. You're the man of the family now. It's your job to protect us. Your father's useless, but you won't turn out like him. You're a good boy. And all that on the radio. All useless talk. The only thing that will protect you in this world is that gun in your hands. You need to learn to use it if you're going to survive.
I will, Mom. I promise. Won't let you down.
You've always been my good boy.
This doesn't seem to be what we're looking for. There appears to be another intact memory close to you in temporal sequence. There. Try that one.
The thing about happiness is you only know you had it when it's gone. I mean, you may think to yourself that you're happy, but you don't really believe it. You focus on that petty bullshit or next job or whatever. It's only looking back, by comparison with what comes after, that you really understand that's what happiness felt like. I was the worst thing that ever happened to her. If she'd never met me, she'd have stayed in the hub, maybe hooked up with someone who didn't kill people for a living. Probably been happier than she was with me. Almost certainly lived longer. It's gonna be fine. You'll see.
But we don't know anybody here. And now, with the baby?
Come on, Sarah, you've gotta give it a chance. I finally got steady work with a good outfit. Nothing like that in the NCR these days.
No, I'm not saying this was a mistake. I'm just... Are you sure these guys know what they're doing? They seem kind of green.
I know, but that's where I come in. Just wait. In a few years, I'll be running my own crew. As soon as I make the connections I need. Whatever made me think that a guy like me should have a daughter? No, I never deserved her. Not for 1 second. Then I can give you anything you want. And little Mary, too.
I never worried about you before. Must be my mama instincts kicking in. Who knew I had those, huh?
Come on, you're great with her. And you don't need to worry about me. Most of it's just running security for the she. A lot of standing around looking tough.
No, they sure picked the right person for that job.
Listen, it's gonna be great here. See this? This is what's gonna keep you and Mary safe. I promise.
I know, Connie. I'm sure we're gonna be really happy here.
We are. You'll see. That's okay. I got it.
Let's keep looking. I'll connect you to the next intact memory.
How did you think this was gonna end, Kellogg? You thought you could just fuck with us, and we wouldn't fuck with you? Just so you know, they died like dogs. And you weren't there to help them.
I found another memory to try. I'll connect you.
There's always someone who wanted someone else dead. Sometimes just roughed up, but dead was usually what they wanted. Sometimes they thought they could cheat me. That was usually only when I first arrived somewhere. Didn't matter to me. They just took it as part of the job. Little extra thrown in for free. I always got paid in the end. One way or another.
Mind if we...
There was always a job for someone like me. Didn't matter what it was. Didn't matter who I was supposed to kill. I got pretty good at it.
Sit down.
Suit yourself. I didn't care where I was going. Ended up mostly wandering east. Getting as far away from San Francisco as I could, maybe. I don't remember much from that time. It all kinda blends together. It was almost always a bar, though. That's universal.
So, I hear you'll take care of people's problems. Is that right?
If you pay me.
Oh, we'll pay you. And, you'll do this all by yourself?
That's right.
We pay you when the job's done. Is that okay?
That's the way you want to do it? So who do you want dead?
Well, it's like this. There's his family. Lives down the creek a ways.
Well, we seem to be getting closer. Try this next one.
Mr. Kellogg, I'm glad you did.
I finally ended up in the Commonwealth. I kinda ran out of road. Plus, I'd come to terms with life. I wasn't gonna be stupid enough to get mixed up with caring about other people again. It was just me against the world. And the world had it coming.
Excited to meet with me.
So, first synths weren't all that impressive. I'm good, but I'm not that good. But the Institute could always make more, and kept making them better each time. They still give me the creeps, but you have to get used to them if you want to work with the Institute. The first synths weren't all that impressive. I'm good, but I'm not that good. But the Institute could always make more, and kept making them better each time. They still give me the creeps, but you have to get used to them if you want to work with the... You heard all sorts of rumors about the Institute. But I figured they were just a convenient boogeyman for anything bad that ever happened. They were real, all right. They didn't know anything about operating on the surface. Relied on their synths for everything. They had the resources I needed, and I had the expertise they needed. Turned into a permanent arrangement. Suited me just fine. You're with the Institute. I wanted to see for myself if you really existed.
We do, as you can see.
What do you want?
It's come to my attention that you've been rather disruptive of our operations lately. This must stop.
I do what people pay me to do. If that's a problem for you, I can see only one way out.
And what's that, Mr. Kellogg?
If I'm working for you, there's no more problem. From what I hear, you can afford me.
I don't think you fully understand the situation you're in.
I think I do.
Very well. B-748, initiate. Impressive. We may have something to talk about after all.
Getting warmer. One of these has got to tell us something. We're running out of brain here. There's one that looks mostly intact. Connecting now.
Manual override initiated.
I was now the Institute's main operator in the Commonwealth. If they needed something done, they came to me. It wasn't usual for anybody from the Institute to come along on a mission, so this one stood out. They didn't know. The eggheads never liked taking orders from a dirty, contaminated degenerate like me. But they needed me, and I made sure they knew it.
Vault computers are still working. That's good. Checking through the logs.
Hopefully it's all...
Just find it.
Pod C6, down the hall near the end.
I found another intact memory. Whenever you're ready.
This is the one.
Is that your son? This appears to be a very recent memory. So, good news, I think.
Wasn't my idea to settle down with the kid in the middle of Diamond City. I thought it was a terrible idea, actually. But it was one of the old man's pet projects, so here we were. Me and the kid, like a happy little family. I ended up kind of liking it. A reminder of what my life might have been if things had turned out differently. But there's no going back. I knew it was just temporary. It'd be back to normal business before too long.
Piper's really done it this time. I mean, I'm not, she's right, the mayor, he's gonna be really mad this time. I probably shouldn't have
Kellogg. It's okay. One of these days you're gonna get your head blown off just barging in here like that.
Minimizing my exposure to civilians is a priority.
Forget I said anything. So what's the big crisis this time?
New orders for you. One of our scientists has left the Institute.
Left? As in?
He's gone rogue. Name's Dr. Brian Virgil. We know he's hiding somewhere in the glowing sea. Here's his file.
Wow. Some heads are gonna roll for this. Capture and return, or just elimination?
Elimination. He was working on a highly classified program.
No kidding. One of the top bioscience boys? Damn. So, I guess you're taking the kid back with you.
Affirmative. Your only mission is to locate and eliminate Virgil.
You're taking me home to my father?
Yes. Stand next to me and hold still.
Okay.
X688. Ready to relay with Sean.
Bye, Mr. Kellogg. I hope I see you again soon.
Bye.
Teleportation. Now it all makes sense. Nobody's found the entrance to the Institute because there is no entrance. Let me pull you out of there as soon as you're ready. Slow movements, okay? I don't know what kind of side effects the procedure might have had. No one's ever done this before. How do you feel?
Am I okay? Are you seeing anything bad?
Don't be alarmed, but I honestly don't know what to look for. As I said before, this is uncharted territory, but your neural and physiological readings have returned to normal. From a medical standpoint, you're fine. Are you ready to talk about what happened in there?
You were along for the ride, weren't you? You saw what I saw.
Yes, but it's important we review everything together, in case either of us missed anything.
We got what we needed. The Institute uses teleportation to get in and out.
Yes, their greatest secret has finally been revealed. But that only leads to more questions. How does it work? Where do we go next?
That scientist Kellogg was supposed to track down. Virgil, we need to find him.
You're right. A rogue Institute scientist could answer all kinds of questions. Where did the memory say he was? The glowing sea? That doesn't make sense. No one goes there. Not even if they were desperate.
Why? What makes the glowing sea so dangerous?
The name says it all. Radiation. So much that nothing there could possibly live. Nothing pleasant. Navigating radioactive hazards is nothing new. But the glowing sea can kill a man in seconds. That's why it doesn't make sense. Virgil fleeing into that hell. The exposure alone.
If we need to find Virgil, then I'm going after him.
If you're going to go, be prepared. You'll need some way to combat the radiation there. It's called the glowing sea for a reason.
How do I fight that much radiation, Doctor?
There are chemical compounds. Rad-X, Radaway. You'd need as much as you could carry. Maybe more. A sealed environment suit would be great, if you could find one. Or maybe one of those suits of power armor? That would be perfect.
I'll find a way to get through the rads. Don't worry.
Good luck. And be safe. By the way, I unplugged Mr. Valentine first. Removed the implant while you were waking up. He's waiting for you upstairs.
Nick.
Hope you got what you were looking for inside my head. I was right. I should have killed you when you were on ice.
Nick, are you still in there?
What? What are you talking about?
You sounded like Kellogg just then.
Did I? Huh. Amari said there might be some mnemonic impressions left over. Anyway, I feel fine, so let's get going.
We have to head into the glowing sea. Any advice?
I'm a synth, so radiation isn't much of an issue for me, but an old suit of power armor might just be the guardian angel you're looking for. That, or you could buy up all the Rad-X and Radaway you can find from any chem dealer who's got it in stock.
I'm gonna head out on my own from here, Nick.
Good luck out there. You know where to find me.
The memory den's not accepting new clients right now, sweetheart.
Sounds...
Hey everyone, gather around. Let's kick the breeze back. Shoot the fat.